Hello everybody, Jamie here from FM Scout. What is going on? In today's video, we are going to be doing the top 10 African Wonderkids on Football Manager 2020. Now, this is a video that a lot of you have been asking me to do to kind of look for the best African Wonderkids. Of course, there is a few players on here that have got second nationalities, which I'll touch on once we go through the players. But let's get right into it. The first player is Ansu Fati. This guy, again, I apologise for butchering the names, it's going to happen, is a 16-year-old at Barcelona under 19s. Now, I don't know how easy it will be to tempt this guy away from Barcelona. Whether he's got a release clause, let's have a quick look. I've not even checked. It's got a release clause of 70 million, so at 16 years old, it's pretty crazy. You can see his acceleration. I mean, his stats are absolutely mental for a 16-year-old as a left winger. Also can play striker as well. This guy, I'm really intrigued to see what this guy looks like in a few years. If any of you guys have been using this guy with Barcelona saves and you're 3 years in, how does this guy look? Because them physicals are pretty mental at his age. Now, if I was to make an offer, a cheeky little bid for this guy, it's going to cost me £70 million. So whether you want to actually go down that route and pay £70 million for that guy, that's kind of up to you. The only way you could get him if maybe is transfer listed, but there's no reason not to keep an eye out on this guy. Maybe loan him and just have a little look, because he does look really, really interesting. I've not heard of this guy in real life. So obviously you guys are wondering why it's Spanish. Obviously he has got a second nationality of where is it? That one. I can't say that word either. I'm not best YouTuber, am I? So yeah, this team, so he has got a second nationality. But let's move on to the next one, is Musa Wagyu. This guy, you guys will know, is another player at Barcelona. 20 years old. This guy, you can actually buy this guy quite often from Barcelona. I found that he is transfer listed quite a lot. So whether, he is one to buy loan, I mean, I got him on loan in one of my saves, one of my offline saves, and he just performs every game. He's really, really strong. Again, found at £19 million. Acceleration, agility, pace. I mean, you can just look at his stats right there. His stats are absolutely mental. I'm pretty sure some of you guys would have used this guy last year. Let me know again in the comments if you have used him, if you plan on looking at him this season on your saves. Again, like I say, I've seen him transfer listed for quite low, probably like 10 million, 5 million, 20 million. Just depends on your game, of course. But this guy looks extremely good again this year. I actually think he's had a bit of a boost this year. He has made 17 caps for Senegal. Of course, he is Senegalese. But yeah, that is Musa Wagyu. The next one is Florentino Lewis. This guy is a player from Benfica. So he is 19 years old. He is Portuguese, but he has got a second nationality, which we'll come on to in a second. Of course, we've picked up on this guy in a few videos before. So this guy has got absolutely, I mean, I'm just speechless every time I see the mental stats on a 19-year-old. Like, I don't think I've ever seen that on FM before, of them stats. If you guys can remember a player who had mental stats at 19 years old, like this guy, please let me know. Because off the top of my head, I can't think of anybody. But his physical stats, again, amazing. Even his technicals need a bit of work, but generally, as a DM, it really doesn't. So this guy, I'm assuming a lot of you have signed this guy or looked to sign this guy. It'd be interesting to see how Benfica can hold onto this player as well. Obviously, going through the season, because I'm assuming you'll get a lot of bids for this guy. But yeah, the next one is Dayot Upamecano. This guy again is a player who many of you would have signed over the past few years. Before we go on to Dayot, let me just go back quickly. So obviously he is Portuguese, but if we look at his information. He's got all the nationality of Angolian, so he does class as an African Wonderkid. Again, sometimes some players can have the first nationality. It just depends which kind of, which nation they go towards or the nation they was brought up in. But there is a potential that these type of players can play for either. And sometimes I've known players to actually change the nationality during the game. So that's a potential. So in 10 years' time, for any reason, this guy could become Angolian. He is Angolian, but in the game, you could see the Angolian symbol next to his name. It just depends on how the player goes about it in the game. Not entirely sure, but that's how it works. But yeah, the next player is Dayot. So Dayot, a lot of you guys would have signed probably last year. I mean, even 2017. FM17, 18, this guy was still coming through the ranks. And it was insane. He would always be one of the best centre-backs on the game. Obviously, when regens come through, there's better regens, but this guy always seems to do well in every save that I've seen him in. I've never seen a better centre-back than this guy. Obviously, I've seen better regens, but this is not regens. So, obviously, it's French. First thing let's look at, again, is from that Guinean team. So, if we go back to his overview, Guinean nation, sorry. So, if we look, tackling of 15, again, the physicals, just some of these players, so young, and the stats are just amazing. Like, I mean, just look at his physical stats. I could just sit here for hours and just look how good they are. But yeah, that is Dea Upamecano. The next one is a new player on the game, I think. I don't remember seeing this player last year. It's a player at Manchester United. It's Hannibal Medjbri, 16 years old, so I'm assuming he wouldn't have been on the game last year. This guy's got crazy potential. I've not seen how he turns out yet on the saves. But this guy just looks, I mean, at 16, his stats look amazing. Not as good as the first 16-year-old seen in Fati at Barcelona. But again, just the stats look so good. I mean, he has obviously come from Monaco, so he has signed from Monaco to Manchester United. So it's not his first club at 16 as well. But £120 a week. Of course, you can try and bid for him, but I'm assuming they're going to want 114 million. But again, look out in a few years. He might be transfer listed. The next one is Mohamed Salisu. This player is from, I have no idea if I'm honest with you. So this player is from Real Valladolid. I can never say that name. I'm really sorry. Valladolid? Sorry, boys. Right, so this guy is Ghanaian. £700,000 value. A player that you might potentially be able to get. So this player has got good physicals. Determination of 20. Again, we always get excited when we see a player with determination of 20, which is pretty crazy. Tackling of 14. But yeah, it looks incredible. He started his career at this club as well, which is interesting. He's got no other... I mean, he is Ghanaian, so he's pure Ghanaian. If we try and make an offer for him, he's in the B team as well. He's got a release clause of 55 million, and they're going to want 55 million for him. But again, not a player that I'm generally familiar with, believe it or not. He is 20, so he must have been on the game, you know, a few years ago. But this is where I like you guys to comment and just let me know. Because I learn a lot. Believe it or not, I learned so much from you guys commenting. As an example, like, there was a situation with Nuno Perez in Portugal. Some guy wrote a story. I read the whole of it, and now I know about that guy and what he's achieved and what he's kind of been doing in his nation. So, you know, a lot of you guys on here are more knowledgeable than me in terms of players around the world. I generally focus on England. But yeah, do let me know if you see any of these guys and you just want to have a little story, a little chat. You know, hit me up. Next one, Junior Hamed Traore. This guy is a player from Sassuolo. So 19 years old, Ivorian. He has got a transfer arranged at the moment, as you can see right here with the TRN. He is joining Sassuolo from Empoli permanently on the 1st of July 2021. So it's a while away. So it's a bit of a weird deal, is that? So you're going to have to wait until 2021 before you can do anything with this guy. But he looks good, like, stats-wise. He's only 19, like I say, Ivorian. Overall, a good player. The next one is Musa Drb. So this player is from... That's the same guy. Bear with me a second. So Musa Drb is right here. So I have to copy and paste. So this one is from Bayer Leverkusen. 19 years old, French. But as you can see, attributes absolutely quality. 4.5 million value. With a second nationality. He is from Mali as well. That is his second nationality. But looking at his stats, it's really, really good. Only 19 years old, 4.5 million, 34k a week though. If you're trying to make an offer for this player, going to cost you around 69 million, which isn't that bad. Maybe give it a year or two and see how he develops. Moving on to the next one is Ilaix Moriba. This player right here is from the FC Barcelona under 19, so that's 3 players in this list, all from Barcelona. Another 16-year-old, and this guy looks really, really strong as well. 16 techniques, 17 flair, good physicals, and, you know, amazing first touch for his age. Good determination. He's got everything that you need in a player at centre mid. Passing's not great, but I'm assuming, I mean, he looks more like a box-to-box midfielder than anything. Minus his tackling. I mean, he's got the stats to kind of... With this player, you can kind of mould him into any position you want because he's got overall good stats on almost everything, which is kind of what you want. But yeah, that is Ilaix Moriba from Guinea. And the final one is Eduardo Camavinga. at Stade Rennes. This guy is 16 years old, from Congo. Crazy stats. I mean, he's actually got a picture, this guy has, which is interesting. 3.5 million. So whether this guy was on the game last year, maybe he was. But again, mental stats at 16 are just crazy. There's not a single stat below 10, which I find incredible for a 16-year-old. Again, mental stats, it seems like the guys are getting molded so well mentally into this game, which is what we want to see, you know, which is amazing. But again, physical stats are great, technical stats are brilliant as well. But yeah, that's been the end of the video. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's something a little bit different to what we normally do. We have kind of ventured out towards the African players. And like I say, drop a like on the video, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye, everybody.